Hi, my name's Chloe and I'm from the East Hertfordshire Family Centre Service, and today we are going to be talking about safer sleep. So there can be many factors that will have an impact on the safety of your baby whilst they are sleeping. So today we're going to go through some do's and don'ts and take a look at the safest way your baby can be left to sleep. Firstly, we would ensure the room temperature is between 16 and 20 degrees. If your baby's too hot or too cold, they'll be more likely to be distressed and unable to sleep, as well as there being a higher risk of sudden infant death syndrome. It's also important to dress your baby accordingly. So if it's hot, a light tog sleeping bag and some thin pyjamas are usually fine. If it's a bit colder, then a thicker tog sleeping bag with thicker pyjamas and a vest is usually fine. Make sure as well that your baby's cot or Moses basket is not next to a radiator, as if the radiator's on, it can cause them to overheat. You can also use a thermometer to accurately measure the temperature in the room that baby will be sleeping in. Your baby should be sleeping in the same room as you for the first 6 months of their life, but after 6 months they can go into their own room, but we would recommend using a baby monitor so that you can just check in on them and then see what they're doing whilst you're not in the room, and see if they need anything from you. The safest mattress for your baby would be a firm, flat, waterproof one. You can get a fitted sheet to make it a bit more comfortable for your baby, but pillows and cushions are not needed. And these, along with anything else in the cot, so cuddly toys, loose blankets or loose sheets, can increase the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Your baby can be left to sleep in a sleeping bag and at most a blanket that is tightly tucked in around them and doesn't come up past their shoulders. This is to stop it from going up and over their face and stopping them from breathing. Be sure as well to place your baby in a feet to foot position. So this is where your baby has their feet right at the bottom of their cot or Moses basket and leaving plenty of space between the top of the cot and their head. Remember as well that your baby's hands and feet will be cooler than the rest of their body, so they're not necessarily an accurate indication of the temperature. So if you do want to feel for the warmest parts, you can feel their neck or their chest, and if they do feel a bit hot and sweaty, you can just remove a layer of clothing or a blanket. If your baby's feeling unwell, they actually need less clothing as opposed to more, and babies should never wear hats indoors even when they're sleeping, as this can also cause them to overheat. Just on the topic of smoking, if you do smoke, make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly after every cigarette and change your clothes before handling your baby, and the same goes with guests. If you're allowing guests in, just make sure that they also wash their hands and change clothes before handling your baby, as this can also increase the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. So that's everything from me today. If you have any questions around any of this, then please do feel free to get in touch with the Family Centre. Thank you.